Okay, hello everyone in the five continents, in South America, in Peru and Piura, and welcome to this pre-conference meeting with our guest speakers of our future international English meeting conference in Piura, Peru. So we have Jose, Gonzalo, Leo, Indira, Juliana, and Elsa. First, let me show this PPT, please, so you know what is going to happen. So let me show you just a minute, please. I hope, yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is the pre-conference. These are our six guest speakers who will be presenting in July. So they are Indira León, Juliana Robles, Elsa Carrera, Gonzalo Iwasaki, Leo Marin, and our good friend from Colombia, Jose Lobo. These are the 2 days we are going to be working Friday afternoon, the 17th of July, and Saturday morning, the 18th of July. These are our sponsors: Universidad del Atlántico, Universidad de Piura, Pearson, Helblin, Richmond, SBS, and Anglo Peru. This is our university. I don't know if you have been to our university, but this is the way it looks. That is the main building. Okay, this is part of our staff.
Nice.
And this is the end of our conference last year. Just a few people, because the others were hungry and tired, and they had and they had already left. So if you have
Right.
never been to Piura or Universidad de Piura, let me show you. Have a look at Universidad de Piura.
Yeah.
Bienvenidos a la Universidad de Piura.
Un lugar donde miles de estudiantes han dado el primer paso hacia su futuro.
Acompáñenos a recorrer el campus. Iniciamos nuestro recorrido en el edificio principal, el primero construido en la Universidad de Piura y un verdadero emblema de su campus. Este edificio cuenta con más de 50 años de historia. Aquí comenzó todo.
Generaciones han pasado por estos pasillos dejando su huella en cada rincón.
Si estas paredes hablaran, contarían historias de aprendizaje, amistad y sueños cumplidos. La Facultad de Comunicación cuenta con las especialidades de Comunicaciones de Marketing, Periodismo y Comunicación Audiovisual.
Aquí no solo aprendemos a comunicar, aprendemos a generar impacto.
La facultad se ha renovado con nuevas instalaciones y aquí tenemos el Aula Lumière, un espacio ideal para proyecciones y eventos audiovisuales.
También contamos con el Centro de Producción Multimedia, donde todos los estudiantes pueden desarrollar sus ideas.
Ahora nos encontramos en la Facultad de Ingeniería.
También conocida como el Edificio 80. Acá se ofrecen diversas especialidades,
como Ingeniería Civil, Ingeniería Industrial y de Sistemas, Ingeniería Mecánico-Eléctrica y Arquitectura. Nuestros laboratorios están equipados con la más alta tecnología y también están diseñados para aplicar el conocimiento en el campo real. Además de sus modernos laboratorios, la facultad cuenta con el taller de arquitectura,
un espacio diseñado para que los futuros arquitectos puedan trabajar en un espacio amplio y así hacer realidad cada uno de estos.
Definitivamente un espacio creado para la innovación y el aprendizaje.
Continuamos hacia la Facultad de Derecho. Este puente es un lugar emblemático, donde alumnos y profesores suelen conversar, fomentando la cercanía y el intercambio académico.
En esta facultad no solo se estudian leyes, se defienden principios, además se forman a futuros líderes.
Nuestros egresados se encuentran ejerciendo exitosamente en el ámbito laboral, destacando en el ámbito judicial, empresarial y de asesoría legal.
Bienvenidos al Edificio E, hogar de la Facultad de Ciencias Económicas y Empresariales. Aquí se estudian carreras como Contabilidad y Auditoría, Economía y Administración de Empresas.
En el laboratorio bursátil, alumnos pueden experimentar con simulaciones del mercado financiero en tiempo real, adquiriendo experiencia práctica en el mundo real de las inversiones y las finanzas.
Esta facultad impulsa la investigación y el emprendimiento, formando profesionales preparados para enfrentar los retos del mundo empresarial. Pero detrás de cada gran líder, siempre hay grandes maestros.
Aquí se forman futuros educadores de diversas especialidades, ya que actualmente la facultad ofrece 6 carreras, cada una con un enfoque en la innovación pedagógica y el compromiso social.
Este edificio también alberga alumnos de la carrera de Historia y Gestión Cultural, carrera que forma profesionales que conectan a las personas con las expresiones culturales.
Esta profesión valora el patrimonio, la historia y las artes como recurso para el desarrollo social humano.
Okay, so that is part of our beautiful university that you will be visiting in July, and I hope that you enjoy your 2 days in our university. So we are going to start with the round of questions. Hello, dear Juliana.
Hi, Jaime.
Hello,
So
nice
nice to be with you this
Thank you.
afternoon. How are
Thank
you?
you. So the first question, if you want to start, Leo, is what inspired you to pursue the career of teaching?
All right. Thank you very much for being volunteer. Yes. All right. All right. Okay. Well, actually, I think that I have to go back to my childhood, which just some few years, I should say. Okay, I think that the source of inspiration I got at home, because we are six sisters. I am the last one after 10 years. Everybody expected a boy. And my two eldest sisters, they were studying education. So I guess that it comes, maybe from having maybe books, but something that I was thinking in a deeper way is the teachers that I had at a school that I admire, and they happen to be most from English. So I guess that the source came from home, and
Yeah.
they also came from my English classes. When I was studying English, still being a student, a high school student.
Just a few years ago, right?
Just a few years ago. You were my teacher, so you should remember.
Okay, Juliana, what part of your work gives you the greatest sense of purpose?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I am key account manager for Helping English, so I work with a lot of English teachers and in several schools. So for me, the most important part of my job is to provide help and support to the teachers, giving them the right tools and the right resources that they need according to their specific purpose in every step of the way, even though if it doesn't matter if they are thinking about just working for a general English course, preparing students for international exams, preparing themselves to take international exams. I think that for me, the most important part of my job and what I value the most is to being able to provide resources and tools for English teachers.
Thank you, dear Juliana. Indira, the last question of this group of questions about work and professional journey, okay? Indira, if you could give a piece of advice to your younger professional teachers, what would it be?
I would say don't worry so much about having all the answers. I remember back in the day when I started teaching, I was so worried about the situation, being in class and not being able to answer this, a question from a student. I used to carry those heavy dictionaries. Back in the day, there wasn't,
Yes.
the tools that we have today. We didn't have those. So I was so worried about it because I thought that the teacher needed to have the right answers for everything. But after so many years and after the way education has changed also, teachers are actually facilitators, and we are even models of how to learn. We need to model how to learn. So our students are not only learning the language from us, but we are also teaching them how to find answers when there are none. So that was a source of concern back in the day. So I would say, don't worry.
Okay, Juango, now let's start a different group of questions. Let's talk about family and personal life. What role does your family play in helping you stay grounded between professional responsibilities?
Well, that's a very good question. I have a very big family on one side of my family. My dad is the eldest of seven brothers and sisters. I am the oldest of about 20 cousins.
My God,
So yes, there
I
was no
have
TV back then.
I have no cousins at all.
So I think that being with them helps me disconnect a bit, remember to relax. One of the downsides of, I'm very lucky. I've been in leadership positions now for a while, and sometimes you get used to just telling everybody what to do. And with family, you cannot do that. So you
Yes.
get grounded again with your uncles
Yes.
and nephews and nieces and whatever. And yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Now, my dear Jose Lobo. Hello, Jose.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. This is an excellent question for you, my dear Jose. How do you balance personal relationships with the demands of your career?
That's actually a very good question.
Yes, and
Yes.
very difficult.
Difficult
Yeah.
one because it is complicated and balancing both is a continuous effort. Teaching, preparing classes, doing research, uh, pub, you know, uh, publishing. It's complicated. Plus, having to cook, having to clean the apartment, having to take your daughter to school and to the university. Yeah, having to take all my family to different places. It's really complicated, but I have to prioritize meaningful interactions. That's what like teaching is, right? Teaching is teaching meaningfully, but also living meaningfully. Now, while research, teaching, and academic leadership require a great deal of commitment, I have learned that success becomes more meaningful when it is shared with my family.
Right.
That's my answer.
Well, everyone passed the first group of questions. We have already talked about work and professional journey. We have talked about family and personal life. Now, a question for everyone. No volunteers this time, Leo. What what experience has most shaped the person you are today? Anyone? What experience has most shaped the person you are today?
Oh, I would like to take this one.
Please go
Okay.
on, Juliana.
Sorry.
There is a prize.
And I think that Miss Leonor had a lot to do with it. I used to, actually, I learned English in what back in the day was called Inipuk. Miss Leonor was part of the staff. I'm sure that probably she won't remember me, but
She
I was
does.
several times her student. And what really inspired me the most about being and becoming an English teacher was the kind of methodology she used and most of the teachers at Inipuk used back in the day,
Oh,
without really having, ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, presentation softwares, all this technology that we have now. They manage somehow to motivate and engage teenagers back in the day. So that, I will say, was the experience that shaped my world the most compared to the English teachers I used to have in schools. I will say that Miss Leonor and all the staff at Inipuk in those days, that really had an impact in what I became today.
oh, that's so sweet of yours, oh, dear Juliana.
Yes.
Anything else to say, Leo?
May I? Yes. Juliana, I'm really proud of you, not because what you have mentioned, but I think that I'm sure that we all agree in this, right? That the most the thing that really I'm like, you know, the rewarded, the highest reward that the teachers and teacher trainers can have is like having a student and then see oof,
How they flourish and bloom.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. And how
Cry.
successful, not yet. How successful they can be. So this is the most, I guess, this is the best present that we teacher trainers can have.
Okay.
Thank
Now,
you so much, Julia.
anybody
Really
else before
appreciate
going to the
it.
second question, please?
Right.
I can add something there. And
Please
it's
do.
kind of in the same line from what Juliana was mentioning. In my case, it was a school teacher. I had an English teacher who would always use examples related to the environment, about animals, about whatever else. And his idea was that his job was not just teaching English, but through the medium of English, being able to talk about difficult topics, sensitive topics that we might not have talked about in other classes. Talk about also like bring readings about social justice and things like that. And unlike the case right now with Juliana and Leonor, I haven't seen him since, so I have not been able to tell him how much he impacted me, which I would love to do one day.
Yeah, you should.
So sweet, right? So sweet.
Yes.
Maybe they are watching this live.
So if you see me crying, it's part of life. Now, the second question is obviously for Jose and Indira. How do you continue learning and growing both as a person and as a professional? Indira, Jose?
Can I answer that?
Of course.
Please. Sure.
So one thing that I have a problem, and it's a problem that I have in my classes, and it is that if I am bored, if I don't really feel good in a class, I believe that my students are bored as well. So I always try to remain curious about doing new things.
Right.
I try to learn through research. I read a lot of research articles. I try to do a lot of collaboration. I've always kept in touch with Jaime. I've always wanted to meet him again. I met him in where did I meet?
Colombia.
I met in Caquetá,
In
yes.
Caquetá, in the jungle.
Yes, we
Right
met.
in the jungle. It was raining.
I don't think that's the jungle yet, but it's in the outskirts of the jungle.
Yeah.
And it rains a lot. It rains 24 hours a day. And it really was very exciting. Planes cannot get in, planes cannot get out.
Right.
But we got in and we got out. And
Yes.
and I think that as a teacher, if a teacher is boring and the students will get bored, that's my greatest fear. And I try to continue learning by remaining curious.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you are a master, you have a PhD, or you have written a book, right, Jose?
Definitely, yes. Definitely, yes. Because I think that my expiration date is almost close. So I don't really want to live a boring life.
No, no, and you're not living it, dear Joseph. Okay, thank you so much. Indira.
Yes, that's right. I was listening to Jose, and actually that's quite relatable. I also try to stay curious. It's not like you reach a point and you know you're there. I think I try to do it as a daily exercise. I need constant reminders of how we can improve. On a personal level, similar to Jose, I try to stay curious in class, for example, by genuinely asking my students when I don't know something. They live a different world. So in my case, it will be something about, let's say, video games. I don't play video games. I don't know much about it. And when I ask my students to explain something to me, they are actually engaged in that activity. And it's a real activity because I don't know. So they are actually sharing that information with me. So that's one thing that I do. And at a
Okay.
professional level, I always try to pursue, to continue with my formal education because trends change. Attending conferences, looking for different programs that can show me the perspective that other educators have and enrich these communication and these practices that we take to our classes. So basically that's what I do.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Now we are going to go to the last two groups of questions and then a miscellaneous, okay? Now let's talk about human connections in the age of artificial intelligence. Volunteer, please. The first question is, how has technology changed the way you build and maintain relationships, not only inside the classroom, but also outside the classroom? Shall I repeat the question?
I think I can start with that.
Please, Juan Go.
So I am very lucky that I have friends and family in very different places. Like I have family in Spain, and I have family in Japan, and Costa Rica, Panama, and friends all over the place. Because I studied abroad. Technology allows us to stay connected with people more easily when they're not nearby. However, what ends up happening sometimes is that those connections are much shallower. They're, like, I don't know, 30 years ago, I would not have been able to talk with my uncle in Spain every day or chat every day. But when I was younger, we would go visit them every 5 years or every 4 years or something, and we would spend a couple of weeks with them and really connect. Now, sometimes we're content with, hey, what's up, what's new, and chatting a bit, maybe assume things every now and then. So I think you can connect with more people, you can connect further, but the connection is much, much shallower.
Right. I agree with you, dear Juango. Anybody else, please?
Volunteer.
Please, Leo. Student Leo Marini.
Okay, teacher, thank you. Just to mention that technology has dramatically, influenced and, has impacted. However, I don't think that technology should be seen as the bad one, as the guilty one, because we have roles and they are different. We have different roles and we have a challenge. And this challenge is the one that we will we will talk about as well in the conference. And I guess that the challenge is how to connect the human touch within this AI. Teachers have digital tools, which is very good. Because I don't think that there should be like for and against. No, there's nothing bad, there's nothing good. I think that it's a matter of just getting them together and get the best, because both of them has good impact outcomes. So I really I wouldn't like to have AI as as the bad one. I think that it's a matter of blending, but what I do emphasize is that human touch should be a bit more. We can do a lot with human touch.
Yeah, agree with you too, dear student Leonor Marin.
Can I add something?
Please, Jose.
Yes, and the question is, how has technology changed the way you build and maintain relationships? Because I'm an older guy, I'm an old timer. I can say.
Come on, you're not. I am.
So I'm gonna say three things. Number one, when I arrived in England to pursue my career in the UK after having finished my university at the Atlantico University here in Colombia. I encountered that the United Kingdom had computers, and we had no computers, but there was no internet. What was interesting was that in the UK, they gave me an office They gave me an office, and there was a computer, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" And in my house, I have a typewriter, and then I learned how to use the computer. Blah 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 blah. That was the first moment. The second moment was the United States. About 7 years later, I go to the United States through the Fulbright Commission in Colombia, and I encounter that the United States has not only computers, but has internet and has technology. And then my wife now, at the time then, my friend, she said, get an email. And I said, I don't want to get an email. Get a freaking email. That's what she said.
And
Get
you
a
said,
freaking
okay.
email, because telephone calls are very expensive. So I got the email, and let me tell you that I didn't want to get the email, but then a professor at the University of Maryland told all students, Africans, Europeans, Americans, and me, the Latino, he said, I do not receive any printed materials. I do not receive any essays from you that is printed. I mean, no, you have to send it using an email. So I had to open an email account. And then that was my second moment. The third moment, that was when I came back to Colombia, and then they invent this crazy thing called artificial intelligence, which, by the way, was created. Initially it was coined and it was created by a woman at an American university.
Yeah.
And then I think that artificial intelligence is such a helpful tool, but it will not replace the human touch. As Leonor has said, it will never replace human interactions, because humans need to interact and need to communicate among humans, and robots are just that, robots.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for such good answers to everyone. And before going to the last question of this topic, let me say thank you to Rubén, Patricia, Luchin, Marixa José, Alejandro Sanchez, Araceli Salas from Mexico, and the people who are listening to us and watching us in Facebook Live. Okay, this question is for Indira and Juliana. How do you personally nurture meaningful relationships in a world full of digital distractions?
Wow, that's a very interesting question.
Just for ladies, just for ladies.
Yeah. I think that, well, in my case, I take technology as a way of making my personal life a lot easier, because probably the administrative part of my job and what I do, a great part of that is taken care of and supported by technology. So I use technology in a way, and I'm always trying to promote this with the teachers I work with, is that technology is here to make our lives easier in terms of our professional lives. That means, in a way, that we can take a lot more time and we can use a lot more of our time to take care of our personal lives, such as our own lives, or probably our family time, our friends, etc., etc. So for me, technology is a very good friend, one of my very good friends, which I'm always trusting, but I'm also always questioning as well as a
As you
human
question
being.
friends.
Exactly. But for me, technology makes my personal life a lot easier. I can spend more time with my kids, a lot more time with my friends and my family. So again, I follow the same note about being positive about the use of technology in our personal and also in our professional lives.
Thank you, dear Juliana. And finally, Indira Lion.
Yeah, that's me.
So we
Um,
have a wolf and we have a lion in this group
in
in this
peaceful
group.
coexistence.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
That's right. So I would like to recap a little bit of what Juango said when he shared the experience of reaching your relatives and reaching this communication further. But unfortunately, sometimes it's shallower. That's something that has happened to all of us. So what I try to do, once again, as a daily practice, is try to be more intentional, try to be present, because because the different distractors we have, we tend to multitask and we miss a lot of the essence of the communication that's taking place. So talking to a person and actually paying attention to what the person's saying, maybe reading his body language, that takes a lot of cognitive effort, intention, emotional engagement, and it could drain your energy at times, but the experience becomes a lot more meaningful. So
Yeah.
that's what I try to do with family, friends, and sometimes with students, because they share experiences with you as well.
Yeah. Well, and now we are going. Thank you for your beautiful answers. They have deep messages. We need to think about and reflect about them. Now we are going to go to the last part and then miscellaneous. Reflection and inspiration. Anybody who wants to answer this question, okay? There are two questions, okay? The first question is, what message do you want the people who are going to attend our conference to take with them? What is the takeaway that you would like the people attending our conference to think and reflect and put in practice in their daily lives?
I think I can take that. I started teaching when I was very young. I was 17 years old.
Just a
I'm not
few
going to
years
tell
ago,
you.
right?
I'm not going to tell you how old I am right now, but something I would like the teachers who attend this conference to remember is that we are a small community, but we are a community, and spaces like this allow us to exchange experiences, listen to one another points of view, and enrich our daily, you know, our daily do inside the classroom. So since I was very young, I saw this ELT community as a second family. I see you, Jaime, I see Juan Jose, I see Miss Leonor and many other teachers, and I feel like home. So I will invite teachers from the conference and teachers who are connected right now to see this space as a safe environment, as a safe space, and to be open to share, and sometimes even not to be okay, or to provide also their points of view regarding technology and other different matters. It's like a safe space for me and a safe community. And I think that I'm always pushing teachers to be part of this community.
Right.
Yes, this is a very small world, but it's a safe environment for me, and I hope that they feel the same.
Yes, and look into people's eyes, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Always.
Anyone else, please, before we ask the second
Sure.
question?
To add and also to complement what Juliana just said, this is such a small community. Like everybody here except Jose, I've at some point collaborated with. And obviously because Jose is in a different country. But everybody else, like in some way, form, or another. So yes, it's a small community, but we are lucky enough that the people who are speaking in the conference are some of the people who have great experience, great knowledge about these topics. And to connect also to what Leo said before, technology is not the enemy. It's also not the answer to everything. It's a tool. And like every tool, it's good if you use it well, and it's not if you don't. So I think this will open a very good space to talk about how to use technology, how to select what type of technology to use when. And I think we'll have some great discussions. And it's
Yes,
not just about the people who are going to be in the front, but the ideas that everybody brings to the table.
that's true. That's true. Well, and the last question of this topic is for Jose, Indira, and Leo. Looking ahead, what kind of human future do you hope we create alongside artificial intelligence? What is your hope?
Yeah.
Right. That's, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Jose.
Ladies first.
Well, I think that it's kind of unpredictable. However, we teachers, for us teachers, impossible is nothing. So what I am aiming at getting, and I have hope, is that we're going to have a co-creation. We're going to have a co-creative ELT, all right, ELT people in the arena. Now, the co-creation that I mean is not a competition. So we cannot get both of them to compete. We cannot, I mean, I'm talking about AI and then we as teachers. And as Jose rightly mentioned, okay, when sometimes there are questions about, oh my God, can teachers be replaced by AI, so and so? No, all right, it's not possible. And what I want to say, okay, the last time I'm going to speak, I think that the message, all right, and going back to the previous one, I guess that we can have like a message for the for our audience. Okay, one, action research. Sometimes teachers have, I mean, they are afraid, but it's the most creative work of developing yourself and therefore your students. Observation, reinforcement. We're not native speakers, okay? So we must have like, oh my God, what did I do today? Okay, like reflection, and then professional learning communities like the one you have, Jaime, for example. And then I'm going to mention attending conferences, but to motivate them, but not only attending conferences as just, all right, okay, no, present a paper. They have to dare present in a paper, and then it's different when you present and you learn, and then when you come back, all right, even if you have paid by yourself, you have to do the cascading effect. Then associations, this is something that I cannot talk now because I'm working for a university and they will kill me until June. I'm finishing in June, and then I will talk about associations and the power of them. And then intentional self-reflection and being honest. And as, well, last but not least, preventing burnout. Preventing burnout, because if we don't feel well, we cannot teach in a successful way. And that's why I insist a lot on well-being.
Yes.
Right, so that would be my contribution.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, dear Leonor. Now, my dear friend Jose Lobo in Colombia.
Oh, yes, sorry, Jose.
Yeah, I think I forgot the answer.
Take your time, take a deep breath, and go
Well,
on.
I think that alongside artificial intelligence, I hope we can create more connections. We can network more. You know, I'm getting to know here Juanjo, and Indira, and Leonor, and Juliana, you know, and others. But also, I want to connect with people in, I don't know, India, in China, you know, people in Canada, in the United States. and then try to understand each other a lot better day by day, you know, because we live in a world of preconceived ideas of who we are, you know, and then, but if we get to know each other through using artificial intelligence and other devices that are not artificially, that are not artificial intelligence or related to artificial intelligence, it would be wonderful to get to know each other better and to connect with each other a lot better and to be friendlier to each other and to instead of seeing each other through preconceived and preconceived ideas, you know, of because we are not what people think we are. But it is through networking that we will create a new world.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
We all agree with you, dear Jose. And
Yes.
finally, Indira, and then we'll go
Yes.
to the last final messages. Indira?
Yes, I just want to share a brief thought. While I was listening to my colleagues, I was thinking about a vision that I would have for the future, and that is one in which human beings continue to be the center. Like technology has changed, it has always changed. It will continue to change faster, probably. But we human beings are the center of it all, and they are tools that have to serve us well to reach a purpose. So what I see is a community, an ELT community, teachers facilitating, creating environments where students can use these tools, but preserving and being aware that they are the center. They have needs, they have a purpose and dreams, and artificial intelligence in this case, but technology in general, they are tools, they are means to reach that dream of they have.
Yeah, agree with you, dear Indira. Thank you so much, Jose, Gonzalo, Leo, Indira, and Juliana. Now, we just have a few seconds. Maybe we have three people here with us, Magdalena Alburquerque, Ángela Salazar, Alicia. So I don't know if you ladies have a question or a comment to make. Alicia, Angela, Magdalena, if you have a question or a comment to make. Okay, if not, okay, I'll give you the microphone, please, to invite people to attend our conferences these 2 days in July, Friday the 17th and Saturday the 18th of July, 7 days after my birthday. 7 days after I turned into 63. Believe it or not, Leo.
That's the lucky number.
Right? Yeah, no, you don't look like your age. So there should be jarana then.
There should be.
Not coffee break.
Yeah, thank you,
That's gonna be
Alicia.
jarana.
Thank you, Angela. Okay,
I'll
so
just make one comment very quick about the invitation. There are very few opportunities where all the talks are, high-level talks back to back. Sometimes when we have like these big conferences, you'll have like an interesting talk and then a couple of things in the middle and then an interesting talk and then a couple of things in the middle. It even happens in international talks sometimes. So it should be a great 2 days. So come join us, help us celebrate teaching, learn. Let's all learn together and help us celebrate Jaime's birthday.
well,
Yes.
Ruben Borbor in Facebook says, "Greece to see you and listen to you, dear colleagues. Greetings from Moyobamba, Peru." Roxy Tenorio in Lima says, "Hello, guys. I think that adaptability and flexibility are the keys to boosting our teaching styles, and being part of this world is a must. AI is already here. All is in our hands. Values can be forgotten in the process." Yes. Thank you, dear Roxy. Well, next.
I think
Okay,
Juan
next.
said it all and said it very well. Come join us the 17th and 18th to
Okay.
celebrate learning and to celebrate 𝐿𝐵𝐼 also.
Thank you,
Yes,
Indira.
Jaime, I will get you some rum.
You will what?
I will get you some rum.
Some run from Colombia. I tried it.
Alcohol.
Yes, I know. I was on this bus and they were dancing and they were drinking like crazy people. And I say, what on earth is this? And they say, well, this is the way we celebrate in Colombia. Inside the bus, people dancing and drinking. I remember it was in Florencia, Caquetá. Juliana?
Well, just I'm very happy to be part of this conference this year. And yes, please come join us. And for sure, we will have an after party for your birthday to celebrate
And
you,
a
Jaime.
post-conference and a post-conference meeting too.
A post-conference meeting, yes, sir, yes.
And finally, Leo Marin.
Oh, sure, yes. Well, I'm inviting all of you to attend. It's not very common to have face-to-face presential conferences, which makes a difference. I'm not against, for example, online conferences, but I cannot touch, I cannot feel, right? And I think that this is the essence of being a teacher. So I invite all of you, and we are going to share moments. We're not going to be like in a special place. We're going to share with you all teachers, because you are the essence of this organization of the conference. And of course, I think that maybe, Jaime, we can have like a cascading effect.
Of course.
Yes, and then, yeah. I mean, you are the organizer, so maybe there are many things that we can do. And of course, we're going to celebrate. Yes, we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate ELT, and also we're going to say, well, we have to celebrate.
Celebrate life.
We're going to celebrate life, and we're going to celebrate your birthday as well. And thank you so much for the energy that you have put into this organization, which I know it's not easy.
Thank you, Leo, and special thanks to Indira, Juango, Iwasaki, Juliana, Leo, and of course, Jose. He will have a long trip all the way from Barranquilla, Bogotá, then Lima, and then Piura. So it'll take him like 24 hours, right, Jose?
Oh my God, great.
Okay, wow. You will love Piura, Jose. The food, the people.
Oh no, Piura is really
and
nice.
The university. You won't return to Colombia, believe me. You will stay in Piura. Well, thank you, and see you in July. Thank you for your time on this Sunday afternoon, and goodbye. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you all in July.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.